The number one thing that people screw up on is this. They buy stuff they don't need. It's that simple. Go look at your closet sometime. 80% of the crap at the bottom of your closet are clothes you don't wear anymore, and yet you paid for them because you thought you needed them and you wanted them. Imagine if you could turn all that stuff back to cash, or better still, you never bought it. That cash should be in the bank right now, making interest for you, or an investment that pays interest or a dividend. But no, it's sitting at the bottom of the closet, dead money. That's what that is. That's a huge problem. So think about this. Let's say you actually owe $200 on your credit card, and you're passing a hot little coffee spot, and you're thinking about getting a cappuccino for $2.30. Don't do it. Pay off the $200 first. Don't spend money on stuff you can't afford. It costs 15 cents to make coffee. You're paying somebody $2.30. The rest of that could have been used to reduce your debt. That's the whole deal. Don't buy stuff you don't need. Make sure you go through every single month in a way that you respect money, that you somehow pay back.
You look at the world around you, where ideas were born, where individuals started in garages. Where did Microsoft, where did Apple, where did Amazon, where did Google, where did Facebook come from? They came from ideas that people felt something could be done and that they could make a difference. So as you go out into this world, I would hope that you look at being ethical and holding the value systems which you want this country to have. If you think you cannot make a difference, I'd say you very well can make a difference if you so desire. If you speak or sit next to a Nobel laureate, he never tells you that he won a Nobel Prize. Other people tell you. So let humility be your best defense. And I would say that you always need to take a view that, and you shouldn't merely consider yourself successful based on the prosperity you gain for yourself, but you should go home at night feeling satisfied if you have made a difference. That difference is something each one of us can make. We'll have failures and we've had frustrations, but it's a continued commitment that we have to the world around us.
Working the real world, I would say, it is important to be well-rounded. It's important to, try different things, take some risks, and you want to aim high enough that you fail, a few times. I think that's the natural part of the process. If you work on really difficult things, you're better off because you have no competition. Others aren't working on that difficult a problem. And even if you fail, you end up doing something great in the process.
My advice to the young people, any mistake is a wonderful revenue for you. So I tell myself and told my young people, before 20 years old, be a good student. When you do entrepreneur, just learn some experience. Before 30 years old, follow somebody. Go to a small company. Normally in a big company, it is good to learn processing. You are a part of a big machine. But when you go to a small company, you learn the passion, you learn the dreams. You learn how to do a lot of things at one time. So before 30 years old, it's not which company you go, it's which boss you follow. It's very important. A good boss teaches you differently. From 30 to 40 years old, you have to think very clearly, you're working for yourself if you really want to be an entrepreneur. When you're 40 to 50 years old, you have to do all the things that you are good at. Don't try to jump into the new area. It's too late. You may be successful, but the rate of dying is too big. So 40 to 50, think about how can you focus on things that you are good at. But when you are 50 to 60 years old, work for the young people because young people can do better than you. So rely on them, invest on them, making sure they're good.
I've told a lot of people, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, if you get it right, you're an overnight success. All you gotta do is get it right one time. I mean, the thing about being an entrepreneur is it's just all to you. A lot of people like to make excuses. I don't have connections, I don't have money, I don't have this, but if you find something that you like to do or love to do, be great at it and see if you can turn it into a business. And worst case, You're going to have fun doing what it is you love to do. In best case, you can turn it into a business. I'm just not big on excuses. I just think if you really, everybody has that opportunity to go for it. They just got to do it. You know, I sold powder milk, and that was a disaster. I had my senior year project in Indiana was opening up a bar that got closed because of a wet t-shirt contest with a 16-year-old. That was a disaster. That was good because it kept me out of the bar business. I got fired from my first job in the software business because I wanted to close the deal instead of going out and closing the sale. I mean, instead of coming in and sweeping the floor. You know, it didn't matter how many times I failed. I just kept on going and going and going. And entrepreneurs need to realize that sometimes it's not the idea. You know, it's not who you know, it's not how much money you have access to. It's really finding something that you really love to do. I had no idea I loved computers and technology, none. I mean, I took one class in Indiana in computers and I cheated to get through it. It was Fortran. And then I bought a little PC, a 99 4A from Texas Instruments for $99. Started teaching myself to program and found, you know, 4 hours later, 5 hours later, I would look up and I'd been working this entire time and I loved it. And so that was the difference. When I failed a lot of times and I didn't know where I'd find my success. And then all of a sudden I started playing with PCs and technology and it just clicked.